But it turns out Zod is still alive and angry that his future has been reduced to hot chocolate mix.
I exist only to protect Krypton, and every action I take, no matter how violent or how cruel, is for the greater good.
So Zod vows to destroy Superman at any cost. Logically, seeing how he'll chase Superman anywhere, Superman leads him to a location far away from the people so that none of them will ever get hurt, or he once again brings the most dangerous thing in the world to the people he swore to protect. Yeah, I'm sure they're really thankful.
Thanks for saving us, Superman.
Yeah, imagine the real damage that could have been done if you didn't come to our planet.
Oh look, it's Zod.
Oh Jesus is gonna save us again!
Way to go, Superman, putting us above all else again!
Oh God! Is that the Statue of Liberty?
Superman gets him in a headlock, but Zod vows to make what he supposedly cares for most suffer.
Don't do this!
Even though there's about 3 or 4 different ways those people could probably get out of there.
You have to admit, Soup, this isn't all me. These people are just kinda idiots.
Never.
Thus we get our biggest controversial moment in all of the movie. Superman breaks Zod's neck. Really? Nothing from you on that one, Joe? Oh.
And that's how I saved Christmas, with a lightning gun! What was I talking about?
The controversial neck-breaking scene.
Oh, you know, I'm not gonna lie, when I first saw that scene, I hated it. But the more you really think about it, this is a really bold choice, because ultimately it lets Zod win. It plays again to a young and inexperienced Clark and how he knows his actions will have huge ramifications.
Yes, because having the city nuked didn't have enough ramifications.
Point being, it's a catalyst now for why he will never ever take another life. The fact that he had to do it to one of his own people, one of the last remaining Kryptonians. At that moment, he not only chooses to be human, but he makes the ultimate sacrifice for humanity. And he also makes himself forever alone.
I agree.
Ha! I knew you'd say that! Wait, what?
Yeah, surprisingly, the most hated scene by so many fans actually didn't bother me that much. I mean, keep in mind, we saw Superman kill Zod in the second movie and no one had a heart attack over that. And on top of that, even though it could have been illustrated better, I like the idea they were going for. That you won't always have answers to situations that are always ethically pleasing. It's actually a very difficult, very hard thing to come to grips with. Too bad it's forgotten in the very next scene. He just blows some more shit up because, like I said, we haven't seen enough of that.
Yeah, it's pretty rushed. I mean, he takes down a satellite and then they make a joke about how hot he is and they never bring it up again. It's almost like the scene before never freaking happened. It really pisses me the fuck off. They just ruined it right there.
They never established that killing people was a big thing for him. Hell, we saw so many other civilians die, I figured that he'd be used to seeing it by now.
We never actually see any of those people die as a direct result from Superman. I mean, sure, we see people die when Zod's ship is like humping the Earth, but I get what you're saying. You're actually saying we agree on the neck break then.
I think so.
The one part most fans universally hate, we actually think is okay?
For the most part, yeah.
So does that mean you actually like it, Critic?
Yes. Does that mean you actually like this, Nostalgia Critic?
I still think this movie is awful!
Oh, come on, man!
Huh? No, I'm sorry. I just think it's terrible. There are some things I like. All the actors to play these roles are good choices. The action scenes are awesome. And though I like the more upbeat Superman, I'm open to the idea of a darker version. But these characters have no identity. Outside of their job and how they look, you wouldn't even know that this was Clark Kent or Lois Lane if they didn't call them Clark Kent or Lois Lane. The millions of subplots are not needed and get in the way of any emotional connection we want to make. The incoherent storytelling is pointless and annoying, and as a superhero, he lets way too many people die in this. Even if he took Superman's name off of this, I still wouldn't like this stupid, illogical mess.
I think you're totally wrong, Critic. Everything you just said. Those characters seem boring to you because they're not as over the top or single-noted as the comic book ones or the Christopher Reeves versions. It's a new kind of Superman that needs a less cliched character, okay? It needs a tougher and darker outlook because we've seen the other Superman stories already. Those are still there. And by putting in these morally confusing lessons that you call illogical, I see them as challenging. And there's no way to save every single buddy like in previous movies and always get your way. There's just a man struggling between what it means to be human and more than human, and trying to do the right thing. Yet he still manages to rise above it and save us all. This movie is awesome.
Oh, please, you Houstonians will read too much into anything.
Why don't you say that to my fist, hair gel?
Oh, look who's talking.
That's what it is.
They can be a great people they wish to be. They only lack the light to show the way. For this reason, above all, their capacity for good. I have sent them you, my only son.
I think I understand now. Joe, I will never like this movie. I think it's an insult to everything Superman stands for, and I will never understand how you could actually like it.
Oh, nice.
But just because I can't see how doesn't mean I can't understand why.
Oh, because I'm a blood-hungry psychopath, right?
No! I mean, you are, but that's not why I think you like it. When I see this movie, I see people dying for the sake of getting violent, craving teens in the seats. But that's not what you see. You see one of your favorite superheroes being tested and put through a greater challenge than ever before. And by having him witness and go through so much intensity, it makes his challenges seem greater and his struggle all the more interesting. For you, and probably a lot of the people that enjoyed this movie, you're seeing the Man of Steel go up against some of the greatest evil that he's ever gone up against, because of how much damage he does. So when he rises up, you can feel all the more proud of what a terrible thing he stopped. It's not craving dark, horrible things like a maniac. It's seeing someone fight against those dark, horrible things. And not just through him holding heavy stuff, but by standing up for what he feels is important. I don't see the same thing, but at the very least, I know that's what you see. So, as long as you're viewing it because you want to see the best of strength and kindness rise up against the worst of oppression and force, all I can say is, go ahead and enjoy it, man.
Thanks for understanding me.
That middle of the road bullshit won't work on me, Houstonian.
Don't worry, Critic. I'll stop him. Just tell me his location. Hey, how are you doing that?
Much better. Now, prepare for an entree of spilled organs and pain!
Oh, for Christ's sake, will you guys stop punching holes in my ceiling?
Here to stop you again, Zod.
Stay back, Superman, or the critic's toast!
Careful, Zod. You know what I can do.
Oh yeah, what are you gonna do? Kill me? You break my neck, you'll have message boards all over you like an unemployed writer at Starbucks! So come on, big man, what are you gonna do?
You lasered his balls off?
Yep. But at least I didn't kill him.
But you lasered his balls off!
I mean, he had it coming, and I'm surprised he had him to begin with.
Jesus. Well, then what'd you do?
You know, the usual. Made sure they got
Oh, my balls!
made out with Lois for a bit, flew into space, smiled for the camera.
And I bet you were played off to a Hans Zimmer theme.
Come on, man.
No. I swear, they're like exactly the same. I mean, here's my theme. Now here's your theme. It's like a semitone off.
Hey, you know, speaking of rip-offs, does this seem at all familiar to you?
What do you mean?
Like, just this whole setup. I feel like I might have seen this before.
Oh my god, don't look!
What?
I said don't look! You looked, didn't you?
Yes, I did.
Did they see you?
I don't think so.
Are you sure?
I can check.
Don't look!
They're looking right at us.
Just keep your eyes down on the table. Hey. Hey. Batman doesn't have a beard! We don't hear that. And we're keeping our eyes down on the table.